All right, hello everyone. I'm going to try and record this one more time with some adjusted quality, so hopefully it's a little bit easier to hear and see. And we're going to go over all the requirements for the mobile deck of cards project that my group created. So first requirement is that the application shall perform a network connection check before letting the user play. I'm unable to demonstrate this because it would close the Zoom call that I'm using to record this. But if you load this up on your phone and you don't have an internet connection, it will not let you even access the login form. So that requirement is met. The second requirement is that the user shall be required to log into an existing account before playing. This is a screen that you load up onto, and I can log into my account. Got the wrong password. There we go. Okay, and I'll be logged in afterwards. So that requirement is also met. The third requirement is that the main menu shall be open. The main menu should be used to open unique screens when the navigation button is pressed. We can navigate into the create game screen here and back. We can also navigate into the view replay screen. We'll talk about what those is in a second. The fourth constraint is that the user shall be able to set constraints on a created game that apply when it is started. So we can change all these different rules about it. Should the deck have jokers in our game? Should the dealer also receive cards? We can create presets of rules. Maybe I want to call this Eli's rules. We can save the presets, and now we can make as many changes as we want. And if we want to load Eli's rules, it will automatically take us back to that preset. Okay, so that covers the fourth requirement. The fifth is that the game create button shall create a new game instance on the server. So if we have all of our things selected, we can start the game. It has lots of things. There's lots of instructions about how to use this interface. And additionally, we can see all of the cards in each of the three piles, the deck, the discard, and the face up, and also all of the cards for each player. It's great. I'm going to go ahead and remove the extra information so we're not seeing too much here. Okay, so that was the fifth requirement. The sixth requirement is that inputting an invalid game code should display a game does not exist message. So if I end this game and I try and join one that does not exist, I cannot, invalid game code. And then the sixth requirement is that a valid game code will join the user to the game and display the active game state. So I have another account logged in on their device, and I'm going to very quickly create a game. I'm going to also draw myself 2 cards in that game. And the game code here is going to be 608041. And if we join there, it does actually connect us, and we can see that we are player 2. Player 1 has 2 cards that we just drew. So it displays the active game state going on when you join. All right, the next requirement is that a game owner can kick a singular player, and it'll remove them and prevent them from rejoining. So on my other device, if I kick player 2 very quickly, I'm removed and taken to the home screen, and I can no longer rejoin that game, which is excellent. The next requirement is that players should be able to view their or other players' hand or table cards, but only see other players' cards that are revealed. So let me go ahead and leave this game and create a new one very quickly. We'll join this on my other device here, 233472. We can join. So the second player has joined, as we can see. That person can draw a couple of cards, and you'll see that I drew 5 cards and all of them are displayed, but they're hidden by default. If I were to flip one of them over, like I see on my device, the 6 of hearts is one of these. So if I were to flip this card over, we can now see it because it is revealed to all other players. Likewise, flipping a card should toggle the visibility to hidden or showing, so I can flip it again and hide it back and forth as many times as I want. The next requirement is that the user shall be able to play a card from their hand or table to a pile or to another player. So if I draw myself a couple of cards on this device, I now have the ace of diamonds, and I can play the ace of diamonds. And I'm going to play it into the face down deck. And if I play this, it is removed from my hand, and we increment the deck by 1. We can actually take it right back. I always forget that I have to clear this out first. So I can take this right back by drawing a card, and I will get my ace of diamonds right back. And likewise, I can also play the ace of diamonds to another player. So if I want to give this to player 1, I can play. So I no longer have, oh, that didn't work. What did I do? Ace of diamonds. We're going to give it to player one. Oh, I'm player one. That's why it didn't work. Okay, so I can play it. I now lose the ace of diamonds. They now have 6 cards, and I can reveal it just to show you that it did actually go to the right place. And there we go. Okay, so that was the user can toggle the visibility, and they can play a card from to another pile or to another player. They can also draw cards from the pile. So I can draw a card at the top, and it'll give me 2 extra cards. Again, once I clear this out first. So now I have 5 cards here. Drawn cards should be hidden and placed into the player's hand. So these are not showing by default. If I were to draw a couple of cards on my other device here, they are hidden by default unless I were to show them, and they're placed directly into my hand. All players shall have game actions from any user performed on their screens. As you've seen, I can play live actions and it will automatically update on everyone else's screen at the same time. Closing a game shall end the game instance on the server. So if I end the game here, it kicks me back into the home screen and we clean up and the game is terminated. This is the code for termination. Finally, players can choose from their 5 most recent replays and watch them. So we have a very brief simulation of the actions and then a translation of what that action actually meant. We did not get around to implementing a full graphical implementation of this, but we wanted to at least still be able to play replays. So if I go back here, it'll be the exact same replay every time. And every time that you end a game, the game submits a new replay to the server. So if I were to go to replay number 5 here, this is the game that we just played. 2 players joined, and then we drew a bunch of times. And if we continue going on and on, we will see all the actions we just played. It always gets added to the 5th replay. And when you submit a new one, the first one bumps out. So if we were to create another game, this replay would go to number 4, and then the new one would be number 5. Okay, that covers all of our requirements. We can log out, and thank you very much.